I think we're an excellent work ethic, really hard workers. We were a British colony for a long time, so their system of education is what remained with us. So we have people, native English speakers, we have people who are qualified under the British system. Oil and gas has forced, well not forced, has chosen, made a path for a lot of people in the engineering field. So in fact, our engineering faculty in our local university is one of the best recognized globally. We've had people from BP, from British Gas, from Shell, Repsol, Halliburton, Schlumberger, which are all residents in Trinidad and Tobago. They have employed our local talents and they have put them in locations down to Azerbaijan, in Far East, in Russia. We have people that are Trinidadian working in all those companies in multiple locations because their skill set has been recognized, their brilliance and their work ethic.
And it has filtered down in terms of culturally, because when your parents worked in the oil and gas industry, you get that kind of work ethic. So it really has filtered down well in the younger persons now. So it really sets us apart from the rest, we believe. So we have several banks in Trinidad and Tobago, international banks. Two of them that have shared service centers in Trinidad and Tobago are Scotiabank of Canada. They have a shared service center that services 21 countries regionally, and they have 550 employees. So they had options. They didn't have to choose Trinidad and Tobago, but they did because of the work ethic, because of the cost. So it's really been working well for them, and at this point in time, they're even scaling up, where they're putting more and more work in Trinidad because it has been a good experience. And then we also have Royal Bank of Canada. They have a shared service center with 450 persons. That started a while ago for the same reason. They had a great experience in Trinidad and they decided to put their shared service center there. So it has really been working well for them.
So what's really amazing about our work ethic, and especially in the shared services, is the attrition rate is quite low. 2 to 3% was the result from the last study. Now, I came from RBC, I was there for a long time, and you would see people who straight out of college would have started working there and stayed there until retirement. That's still the culture throughout the country, really. And I spoke about the engineering qualification, but right after that, finance and accounting is the next skill set that is popular in the island. So you would find at any given point in time over 4,000 students pursuing that type of qualification. And then, as Rachel said before, they're underemployed, right? They're in different industries where they're not getting to use their skill set. So when we launched this BPO initiative countrywide, they were very happy that now an industry is coming where they're finally being able to use what they studied, to use their skill sets. The government is offering incentives to first movers in this industry. We have a virtual free zone, so you're not physically tied to any one location or one city within the country. Once you set up your shared services and more than 50% of your work is being done for export, you would be entitled to tax breaks on your corporation tax, your value-added tax, your withholding tax, no export or import duties, no land and building taxes. It's really a very good way to minimize your cost of doing business. Added to that, the cost of the talent is it's way below what you would pay for that same skill set out of North America. And even in the more developed shared service countries like Jamaica and Costa Rica, we've done studies from international consultants where they've benchmarked our cost of living and our cost of salaries. We're way below what you pay for that same cost of labor in those countries.
And in terms of the infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago, we fare really well there. Because of the shared services centers, they are great examples. They need redundancy, and they have several providers. We have Liberty Global. They own one of the companies there. I'm sure people are familiar with them. And we have Digicel. They are international, an international brand. And we also have our local service provider. So that works really well. Because of oil and gas, we have extremely low electricity rates. 5 US cents per kilowatt. So we know that impacts the operational cost. It definitely lowers it, so that is an added benefit to coming and set up. We of course have one of the best Wi-Fi's in the Caribbean region and the LATAM region. So you have no problem with connectivity or anything like that when you come to Trinidad and Tobago. It really is excellent. Our oil and gas prices are highly subsidized. So transportation costs are one of the lowest in the world, the second lowest in the world, I believe, when we did our studies. So in terms of our infrastructure in place to make sure you are happy there and your costs remain low, we really, really fare well.
On real estate, we actually have a BPO park. It's not too far from the airport, where again, it's subsidized, as Rachel said, by the government, where the rent you would pay is about $1.70 US cents per square foot. We have another BPO park that's up and coming in the center of the island, and they're private sector, but they're going to match what the government is subsidizing at the other park. So we have variety, we have options, but the rental for real estate is also quite low. And in fact, one of the other incentives which we offer as the IFC, as the Investment Promotion Agency, is rent-free use of a plug-and-play incubation space, fully loaded, 80 seats, on a first-come, first-served basis in the capital city of the country. You have a wonderful view of the entire capital, up to starting for 6 months usage, scaling up depending on how much jobs we're able to create.
And just in case we didn't say it, we are actually a government agency. So that definitely shows that the government is supporting this initiative, because they thought it best to form an entire agency to drive this whole diversification thrust. So, the government really is supportive, and we know it will work out well for us. Unfortunately for us, we're a twin island republic. So we spoke about the oil and gas, and it's mainly in Trinidad. So Trinidad is what we call the business center. When you go to Tobago, it's all about tourism. That's where all the tourists go. So definitely we have learned a culture of service from that tourism model. And it extends throughout the two islands. So, that is one of our strong points. We believe, even in the BPO industry, the ability to empathize. Because it's great to have somebody on the phone doing all the work, but the ability to empathize and to understand people, we think that is one of our strong points, and that comes from our culture of service through the tourism that has been around for a number of years in Tobago culture.
And I would also say we're very culturally aligned with the US and Canada, given our proximity. And a lot of our university kids have gone to school in the US and Canada, and then have come back home and brought what they have adopted as their mode of operating. So we also have all of the US franchises in Trinidad and the Canadian. We have Cold Stone, KFC, McDonald's, Ruby Tuesdays, TGI Fridays. So the lifestyle is very similar. So the expats who come from BP and those companies, they can assimilate to life very easily. And because we travel very frequently between the US and Canada to Trinidad, I was walking through a mall on Thanksgiving in the US, and I was only hearing Trinidadian accents. So because of that, we're very familiar with what they're accustomed to and what the service level is, and that is replicated back home.
And of course we have golfing and yachting, and we have all those great extracurricular activities that you can get involved in your free time.